Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. Today we have a story from our brother who is, or better to say was a prophet of God, who was lured into the demonic world in an attempt to have more knowledge and power, to work as a servant of God. In this captivating story, Prophet Isaiah shares with us the kind of life and the things he has done when seeking for power. He says some astonishing things that got me into disbelief. Now, he is telling us to be more careful of our pastors because, even him, the kind of problems he's facing now, is what caused him to tell us about his life as a prophet of the evil one. As part of our policy, I've edited the names, locations to hide their identity. Let us please be vigilant of some of these people parading as men of God. I know there are genuine men and women of God out there. But then, beloved, let us be mindful of where and who we associate with as our leader when it comes to this Christian life. Without wasting much of your time, let's go and listen to the story.
Hello brother, thank you for the good work you are doing. You might not know how you are affecting people who comes into contact with what you put out there. I feel, at this point of my life, I need to share with the world some of the things that goes on in the dark behind the church members. I have been a pastor and a good one for that matter. And I have also been a satanic worshipper too. So, I think, at this point, I can share with people the journey of my life, so they can learn something from it. My name is Isaiah. I didn't add my title because I know I don't fit to be called a prophet of God. At this point, I am dealing with the demons in my closet, and I pray the most merciful Lord will accept me back into His arms. Growing up, I have always wanted to be in the house of the Lord. So, my life was, from school then to the church. Or after house chores, I would go to the park and pray. This was basically the kind of life I led prior to becoming a pastor. Everybody in my church loved me. And as a matter of fact, our head pastor was my mentor. So, I had the privilege of studying under him when it comes to the Word of God. So, when it was time that I set up a church to also continue spreading the message of the Lord, I didn't find it difficult doing so. I started the church as a prayer group, and it was lovely. It was purely the Word of God and prayers, then we are done. The people that were coming to have that experience loved what was going on. So, we started putting up a structure. To tell you, I didn't have money to put up any structure. But the good things that was happening at our prayer grounds led one woman who was blessed with money to buy us land. So, we decided to put up structure when the land was acquired. In no time, we had a place where we could pray and worship the Most High without thinking of rain and the heavy sunshine. That is how ministry started for me. My senior pastor told me to go to the Bible school and have more knowledge about what I am doing. This to me was a brilliant idea, but I didn't have the money to take me through it. So, I spoke to some of the members about what my pastor told me, and they decided to help me through my theological education. I did only 1 year in theology and decided to now be in the ministry full-time. That is how I decided to start a full church service. Like I said, at first, it was just prayer grounds. So, after the school, I decided to now add church service to it. I told my senior pastor about it, and honestly, when we talk of true men of God, I can boldly say that my senior pastor, Reverend Lawson, is indeed a true man of God. When I told him about the intentions to start church, he was happy. He said he knew what God had told him. Hence the reason why he asked me to go to theological school. He said that he knew after school, the Lord will push me to start something. And so, he didn't think about if some of his members will come there or not. When I asked about the members, he said that even if all his congregation run to my place, he will be happy because he knows they will be in good hands. This was a very profound statement. When I asked about the members, he said that even if all his congregation run to my place, he will be happy because he knows they will be in good hands. This was a very profound statement. Such a trust in me. So, he sometimes comes to minister to the people in my church. Whenever I organize programs and put him on the bill, he never turned me down once. This was our relationship until the relationship broke. Thinking about it now, I know I did hurt him very much. But then, at that time, I felt and believed so strongly that he envied my progress.
Please kindly subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Thank you, and let's get back to the story.
This was our relationship until the relationship broke. Thinking about it now, I know I did hurt him very much. But then, at that time, I felt and believed so strongly that he envied my progress. What happened was, when I was in the theology school, I became a friend to one pastor who had also come to study. After a while of being close to him, I got to know that he is not into study like we are there to study. But then, he needed the certificate. He seemed matured in ministry. The way he will approach issues and answer your questions made me love him. But then, I never knew this friendship would lead me to where I have never dreamt of. He took a liking to me. Even when we were still in the Bible school, he sometimes invites me to programs. So, I felt God was using him to pave a way for me. Our friendship became tighter and tighter. After school, I lost his contact and he was not calling either. I was somehow disappointed, but then, I had to continue with what I was doing before going to the school. In about 4 to 5 years of ministry, things were a bit rough. The church was not growing like it was supposed to grow. My senior pastor was encouraging me, telling me of how they all struggled before they could even put up a structure. He always told me I was lucky, because I didn't even start ministry fully and I got a land and was able to put up a structure. He said he was a pastor for more than 10 years before they were able to buy their first land. They were worshiping in schools. When the school closes, then they will meet in the evening for evening services only. One day, when after we finished with service on Sunday, one of the members came to me and said there was a man outside who wanted to see me. I told him to let the man come to the office. When he came, it was my theology school friend. I was very happy to see him again. We had a little chat and he asked that we do go out and have a proper talk like brothers. It wasn't a bad idea. So, I finished with what I was supposed to do whilst he waited for me in his car. After our little outing and talk, our bond became strong again. We were about to have a 3-day program, so I asked that he come and minister to the people, which he gladly accepted. I had gone with him to programs before, but then this time around when he mounted the pulpit to minister, it was totally different. His ministration, prophecies, his knowledge in the word, all were not of this world. He was totally different. This man was downloading mysteries and was speaking of hidden secrets to the people in a way that I was overwhelmed. He ended up doing 2 days of the program whilst I did the Sunday service. So, in about a week after the program, I had a chat with him regarding the way he ministers and prophesies. I asked how he is able to interpret the Bible and prophesy in such a manner. He laughed and told me to forget about it and focus on what I was doing. He told me everything comes with time and that, as I grow in the ministry, I will learn all that. I sensed there was more to what he knows than what he was telling me. But then I didn't push much and we ate. After eating, we went to sit in his car. He was extremely quiet. So, I asked why he was that much quiet. He asked me if I was serious to know more about ministry. I told him yes. If only he would teach me. He looked at me and said if only I am ready, he will not just teach me, but he will show me the way and reveal to me hidden secrets of so many pastors and prophets.
Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. People of today, we always see things to be normal in our sight and forget the commandments of the Lord. We live our lives anyhow and then turn around seeking for miracles, thereby falling victims to some of these pastors. I pray that we learn from some of these stories and live a better life. If not for anything at all, it pays to live a decent and better life. As I always say, we are not here to race with ourselves. Therefore, do the little you can and ask your Creator to bless your handwork. Please let's be mindful of the choices that we make. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share. Stay blessed and be safe.